28 hours. That's how long it took me to finally beat Gothic 1 Classic for the first time, using no guides, no wiki, and no tutorials. Gothic 1 is a Polish video game made by German studio Piranha Bytes, and this will be my final video with the first game. It took a lot of patience, a lot of dying, and an amount of crashing out that would have you calling for me to go get tossed in the loony bin. Get your ass back on the ground, Jabba the Hutt! So let me take you on the final part of my journey through the legendary cult RPG. This is where I finally beat Gothic 1 Classic. Previously on Gothic. Our final journey with Gothic 1 picks up in the new camp, right after Gomez murdered the fire mages and marched on the mine. And if you haven't seen the first two videos, I'll drop them in a playlist right up here at the top of the screen. The short version is this though. I joined the old camp, spent 2 whole episodes undercover gathering intel on the other factions, and then Gomez lost his fucking mind and branded me a traitor. So I was campless for about 3 seconds, because I immediately asked Lee to let me into the mercenaries, and he did. But then something stupid happened. I went back to Sauterus to tell him I was a mercenary now, and for some reason, that let me swear a quick oath and join the water mages as well. A little digging online says this is a bug, but I prefer to think of myself as a professional exploiter. And it paid off because the mage robes somehow have better overall stats than either the guard or the mercenary armor. So I did the only logical thing and rocked the drippy water robes. With my questionable fashion sorted, Sauterus gave me my briefing. I need to go find Zardus, the mysterious 13th mage of the colony who lives all the way out in the Orklands in a big fuck-ass tower. So I finally set foot in the Orklands. And after my miserable time in the catacombs last episode, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. Orcs are the single fiercest enemy in this game. They attack relentlessly, they smack the shit out of you, and in a group they'll flatten you, which I got to learn the instant I walked in. Still, I could feel myself getting better. Compared to episode 1 where scavengers and blood flies were ending my life, I was now backstepping way more and consistently chaining actual sword combos. And my armor had gotten good enough that everything except the orcs basically couldn't touch me. Along the way, I passed an abandoned little camp with a campfire still going. Hold on to that, because it's sort of important later. But now though, I pushed onto a bridge which followed me straight into a crap ton of orcs who promptly slaughtered me. So after a few more failed attempts, I figured this wasn't the way to go. But to be clear, I did eventually kill them, using the first combat spell of my entire playthrough.
That spell's fucking broken. What the fuck?
Wave of Ice is pretty sick. Then it was off to the spooky evil fuck-ass tower, where Zardus was presumably chilling. But of course, it wouldn't be that easy.
Oh, shit!
They attack so fast! Guarding the tower were 3 golems, 1 stone, 1 ice, and 1 fire. The stone one I was already a certified professional at cracking open with a hammer, and the ice one melted the second I put a well-placed fireball in it. Fireball! But the fire golem was a bit more fiery. I was badly underprepared on ice spells, so my clever elemental counter turned into me chucking sad little ice balls, until it eventually keeled over. Inside I was greeted by an evil ass looking demon who turned out to be completely chill, and somehow I could understand his grumbling, even though the game has him like talking directly into my head without letting me actually hear a voice, which kind of cracked me up because in my imagination he sounded like a damn Minecraft villager. He took the golem hearts I'd looted and teleported me up to the man himself. Zardus was an old man wearing some genuinely fire drip, and I gave him the full spiel. The Sleeper, Gomez, the dead fire mages, all of it. His answer is that the water mages Ore Mountain plan is stupid, and that the real reason the barrier got fucked up lies below the orc town. You know, the place that just punked me on the bridge. To get in, he said, I need to find an orc the others had exiled, their former shaman, who could actually give me the lore dump on the town. And I'll come back to this, but I really like that Gothic's orcs aren't mindless monsters. They've got like culture and hierarchy and exiles. Small note, why in God's name is there no way out of this tower except to hurl yourself off the top of it? Oh, fuck! Oh! Oh! I lived! I'm fairly sure that if I hadn't grabbed acrobatics earlier, I would have simply died over and over trying to leave a building. So after nearly getting swept down the evil waterfall of doom, I made my way toward my new orc buddy, only to find him getting jumped by a pack of other orcs. I'm coming, buddy! And I, like the hero I am, I dove in. Introducing my favorite character in all of Gothic 1, Urshak, the exiled orc shaman. Urshak had been a slave in the New Camp mine, and he gave me the real background on the Sleeper, or as the orcs call him, Krushak. The gist was that the Sleeper cursed all the orcs who built his temple, and took the hearts of their 5 shamans, which granted those shamans immortality. And as far as I could tell, those same hearts are what keeps the Sleeper anchored to our realm, or something like that. Urshak got exiled specifically for going around saying Sleeper bad, which, based on everything I'd seen, was an extremely reasonable take.
Brothers hit Urshak.
That's not nice. In return for the rescue, our orc homie filled in a missing chunk of my map. Yes. Me like Urshak.
You're a good cartographer. Thanks.
Oh my god, that's amazing. You're such a good cartographer. But to actually walk through Orc Town without getting tore apart, he said I'd need to get my hands on the Ulu-Mulu, which has, I'm sorry to report, been my vocal stem for the past week. To get one, I'd have to head to the free mine in the New Camp and find another of Urshak's fellow prisoners. There's just one problem. If you recall, the free mine was currently a war zone under attack by Gomez's men. First, I swung back by Zardus to update him, and he essentially went, "What the fuck are you doing talking to me? Go do the thing, dumbass." Fair. So I teleported to the New Camp and linked up with Gorn, who was gearing up to retake the free mine himself as a literal 2-man army with me. But before we could move, word came that Wolf wanted a word. So I sprinted my ass over and he told me he could forge a whole new armor set out of minecrawler plates if I brought him some. Keep that in mind. But back to the mission.
We got the same hairdo and everything.
Yeah, that's the Nameless Hero Part 2.
Oh, shit.
The mine was a graveyard. Bodies from both the new and old camps littering the ground everywhere, until I made my way down to the entrance where a familiar face was waiting. Jackal, one of the old camp guards, used to shake me down for protection money, flanked by 2 of his no-name goons. I tried to fight all 3 head-on and got my ass handed to me. So it was time to cheese. Which meant a few more deaths and absolutely no crashing the fuck out whatsoever.
Why does my bow not hit anything?
Oh yeah, sure, just hit every shot. Just hit every shot. Crossbows, for the record, are some fucking bullshit in this game. I hate this. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I'm going to fucking crash out. But eventually the cheese worked. I summoned Rocky Balboa, my stone golem, who just cracked the fuck out of the 3 of them. No diddy. What are you doing? Oh my god, he's trying to kill himself. Hey. An enemy in there, buddy? What are you? He's fucking losing it. And I pushed my way into the mine, only to immediately get diddled violently and repeatedly by crossbow-wielding guards. Also, fun fact I learned the hard way, your summons will happily attack your own allies too. Rocky over here tried to murk Gorn.
Hey, guys, you don't have to fight for my affection.
But Gorn's strong, and Gorn ended Rocky instead.
Gordon,
Hello.
you can't kill my golem.
Let's fight.
R.I.P. Rocky. So, rather than keep dealing with the fucky crossbowman and Gorn's complete inability to pass through a cave, I dove deeper, hunting for the other slave Urshak had mentioned. On the way down, I carved through many a mine crawler, which conveniently dropped the exact plates I'd need for the new armor Wolf promised. And look, I don't complain about this game's enemies much. God fucking damn it, man. This cave was designed so dog shittily. Dog shit. Poorly. Oh my god, why does it have kickback? Just climb the rock! Oh, you just... How was I supposed to know you could just fly through it? It's the same shit on a loop. A crossbowman lighting you up while you're stuck on a ladder, and they're somehow both crazy accurate and firing at a machine gun pace. It also did not help that my live chat was rage baiting the ever-living fuck out of me the entire time. But through sheer determination, I found him. Tarok, the orc slave I'd come for, who greeted me by explaining he lost his medicine and would die without it. Luckily, it turned up pretty quickly, tucked off to the side, and hunting for it taught me some useful technology. If you run around holding a telekinesis spell, item nameplates pop up from way further away, so you can spot loot on the ground much more easily. After Tarek chug-jugged his medicine, he explained what the Ulu-Mulu actually is. I have to bring him trophies from the 5 strongest creatures in Gothic. A shadow beast horn, a minecrawler plate, a fire lizard tongue, a swamp shark tooth, and a troll tooth. No, fetch quest, no. Thankfully, I already knew where every one of these lived, and I was already holding the Minecrawler plate in the Shadow Beast horn, which left 3. I crawled my way out of the caves of despair and doom without uninstalling Gothic, but I was pretty damn close.
Who reloads a crossbow that fast? Oh, I'm targeting the corpse. Cool. Yeah, that's my intended target for sure. Like, literally, dude, he's fucking rapid firing a fucking crossbow. I've had to postpone the fucking Gothic video. I'm gotta go play fucking Hello Kitty Island Adventure for 100 hours instead.
I was so pissed off I didn't even bother finishing the last of the old camp guards. Though somehow the game still gave me Gorn's "we cleared it out" dialogue on the way out. So I don't know what counted. What I did know is that it was Ulu-Mulu time. But first, I needed more damage. So I went to Lee to learn the basics of two-handed weapons, and while I was there, I couldn't stop eyeballing his and Oryx's axes, which were significantly cooler than my sword. So I cast Ice Block on Lee, knocked him out, accidentally killed him, reloaded, and did it again, this time looting him instead. That axe was fucking sick. And purely for the fun of it, I did the same thing to Oryx. The thing hits for a whopping 105 damage, but needs 95 strength to swing. But that was no issue, because I was strong as shit. Now the real hunt for the Ulu-Mulu trophies began. I started with swamp sharks right next to the swamp camp, a place that in earlier episodes existed solely to mollywop me. This time, with the new axe and armor, they were quite trivial, so I grabbed the teeth and moved on to the fire lizardos. Now, up until this point, I'd never actually fought a fire lizard, so I had no clue what they did. And what I got was an evil-ass flamethrower lizard that incinerated me on sight. Oh! Which, of course, I hadn't saved. So I had to re-kill the swamp puppies and do the full run of shame back. Then I died to the lizards again.
Nope. Who designed these? What the fuck?
And in my rage, I abandoned that objective entirely and went for the troll trophy instead. Thankfully, the troll was nearby and didn't take much. Climbed up the side of the cliff, knocked down a pillar, and beat the shit out of it. It did have a mean right hook.
Who said I could fight this?
One hit took 75% of my HP bar, but I swung faster than it could and had to stun lock it, killing it slow and steadily, and it dropped a fat old 2000 XP. On the way back toward the lizards, I found a lighthouse. I ran through it, clearing out a crap ton of skeletons, and picked up a book called the Chromium that started a quest line I never actually figured out, but I did want to mention it. I did try. So, with only the fire lizards left, I had to go back and face my greatest enemy. This time I had a bit of an idea. What if I used Wave of Ice to stun lock them? Yeah! And I learned really quickly that fire lizards are, of course, invulnerable to ice. So I took the cheesier methods once more, climbing atop a rock and trying to bow them to death, only to get turned into a nice crisp piece of meat.
Bring me a nice crisp piece of meat! Bring me a nice crisp piece of meat!
Shout out Indiraw. I tried the bow again from atop a nearby ship, but I still couldn't get a good angle. And since these things one-shot me, melee was completely off the table. So I dug into my spell book and summoned Skeleton Trio in attack mode. They quite thoroughly destroyed the flamethrowers, and just like that, the last component of the Ulu-Mulu was mine. Returning to my homie in the mine, Tarek took all 5 trophies and forged them into the Ulu-Mulu.
What the fuck? Thing sucks.
Which, as long as I carried it, meant the orcs would see it as a sign of respect to basically leave me the fuck alone. Leaving the mine triggered a pop-up. I had officially entered Chapter 5.
Oh shit, baby, Chapter 5!
Guardians of the Portal, whose title card features an orc in a red thong. Our very own Gothic pinup girl. This is right about where things really started to kick up and get rolling though. New chapter means you all already know the drill. It was time for some new drip. So I headed back to Wolf and was given it. I'm not gonna lie. That armor made from the exoskeleton of a minecrawler would have been sick. The only thing sick about it was that I wanted to throw up.
That sure is. Yeah.
I did low-key like the chain in the middle, but overall, ugly as fuck. Still, with the new axe, the Ulu-Mulu, and my ugly-ass armor, I set off for the old camp. Partly for unfinished business, partly because I wanted some extra XP. I hit the back gate up and started wiping out all the soldiers stationed there. During which my dumbass summon, once again, decided to fight my friends instead of the enemy. By the power invested in me, I summon Demon Tyranitar. Oh.
Diego, stop killing my fire demon.
Then on my second try, it just flew up in the air and did nothing useful. You can't summon good help nowadays anymore. It's about this time that I tried to advance the quest for the secret meeting between Gorn, Diego, Milton, and Lester, except I think the quest bugged. My stream chat kept confidently pointing me to where they'd be, and they were never there. And I started to crash as the directions kept changing. Go down this cave. I already went in that cave with the door.
Y'all are the worst direction givers in human history. What's in here? What's in here that you want? What do you want? Is this what you want? Where do you want me? Nothing here.
On the bright side, I actually found some random digger in a cave named Gilbert. He was cool. So that's now 2 quest lines I didn't end up finishing this video. I'm sorry. I did try my best. Gothic's a little buggy.
Like, where? Where? He only played the main quest. He didn't explore it all. He's a Gothic LARPer. Get him.
But anyways, onto the Orc Town. I ran through it with the Ulu-Mulu on my back to keep me safe, just kind of exploring around. And exactly as promised, the orcs didn't attack me, though a couple insisted on following me around. This annoyed me a bit, so I managed to bamboozle them and trap them inside a prison cell.
Can't follow me now, can you little fuckers?
My path forward was blocked then by a palisade gate, and the only way through I knew of was to God damn it. To mine Grabby's spell, an idol piece off the top of their totem. However, I did not bring a single mind head Grabby spell with me, and I'm lazy. I didn't want to run back. Luckily, after some exploration, I stumbled into an orcish teleport scroll and zooped my way straight into the temple. Inside this evil looking temple, I was greeted by darkness, evil armies of the undead, semi-immortal orcs, and worst of all, puzzles. Oh, and puzzles that led to traps, such as when I hit a switch, walked into a room and the walls closed around me while 2 skelly boys popped out to jump me. Who the fuck builds a temple with built-in trap rooms? That's fucked. You're gonna lose a priest that way. Thankfully, the puzzles here weren't too difficult, about the same level as like a Skyrim dungeon. So I kept exploring, using my summons as often as I could, and even ran into a semi-familiar face. A mine crawler. Yes, even in the Forbidden Temple of Doom and Despair, there are fuck-ass mine crawlers. Eventually, I angered the locals, found some orcs, guys who, from my understanding, were somewhere between living and dead. Well, until I got my paws on them. Now they're just dead. 15 evil Diddy dungeon rooms later, I came across a room with 3 switches. The first 2 spawned in a fire demon each, but the third spawned an orc. And safe to say, we were not on good terms.
Damned be you!
You be damned, you stinky moldy carpet.
Damn! This dude was one of the 5 orcish shamans who sacrificed their hearts to the Sleeper, who then granted them immortality. Sorta. Because we killed them. Honestly, the lore didn't quite all add up, but I wasn't gonna argue with his corpse. So after killing him, I looted an item called the Blade of Light, which was not a really cool sword I could use. Its tooltip flat out saying that it was useless to me right now, but that it might have a purpose later. Throughout this temple, I could feel myself getting better and better at the combat. Maybe I was just overpowered, but I was consistently backstepping attacks, parrying, and coming out relatively unscathed, which was a pretty cool way to see how far I've come.
There we go, that guy's taken care of. This guy cleared his fucking army he made. Woo! Y'all like that? I was doing a little shindig, a little dancing and stuff. I'm dancing.
I was in this temple for hours, by the way. To spare you some of the details, almost all of it was me running around, getting pissed off at the stupid traps, killing enemies, until finding another one of the 5 priests and taking their sword.
What the fuck's he doing? Don't ever do whatever the fuck that was ever.
Oh, and crashing out of my live chat. To any of y'all watching, you were being some rage-baiting little fuckers, I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, why are you now telling me to use one-handed? Everybody else the entire time has been saying to use two-handed now. And now you're here like, use the one-handed weapon. Two-handed is crap? Oh, so everybody else is lying, huh? Everybody else saying, oh, two-handed is what you need. Alright, I ain't starting with y'all. Where? Everybody tell me how to play the game. So let me play. Damn. See, it's you people. It's always you people. You're like, oh, come on, man. The game's so fucking more when people do the same shit. Y'all are the same people. Golly. You can say the game was easy for you. That's fine. I don't care. You just said it's not difficult. That's saying it's easy. What are you talking about?
Anyway, y'all remember the ball sacks? The guys from the sect camp. We hadn't heard from our homies in a while, but I mentioned last episode that Kor Kalam ran off and took a group of Templars with him. Well, deep in this dungeon, I finally figured out where they went. Balls deep in this place, I ran to a guy named Gorboba, whose eyes had a dark ring around them like a Kiss cosplay gone wrong. And he was quite aggressive and confident, so the two of us just stood still, trading blows until he collapsed.
That was manly as fuck, not gonna lie.
Shout out Eminem. One puzzle later, the path opened up even deeper still into the temple, except now, on top of the orcs, I was also dealing with those rogue Templars who did way more damage. And I was having one teensy bit of a problem. I really liked summoning, but unfortunately I think the AI for it's fucked, because my skeletons really wouldn't attack anything and instead mostly just blocked my swings, since for some reason you can target your own summons.
God damn it, man.
So stacking a whole squad was cool. Actually targeting the enemy through them was almost impossible. Despite this, it was just so fucking cool. And I absolutely adore necromancy as a concept in games. So you know I rolled 6 skellies deep. Mandatory. Larry gang forever. Oh, my army. And the more I played Gothic 1, the more I started to realize why this game felt so oddly familiar. From the shitty parkour sections to the odd combat, I was low-key just playing the European version of the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard. Shout out Frostbreak. 5 gold pieces. Please don't kill me, Gothic fans. It was a joke. After about an hour of stumbling around aimlessly through corridors, unsure of where to go, I finally entered a large cavernous area at the bottom of the temple, lava pooling everywhere.
Chill.
Ah! Naturally, I went for a little lava swim, which somehow didn't insta-kill me.
I hate this game. I'm alive.
It instead handed me a shortcut to a little secret area with Minecrawler eggies and a pretty dope axe called the Barbarian's Fist. But that led me to another little subsection with a journal that spoke of a mysterious sword the orcs feared above all else. The next area seemed to sit in the middle of a lava moat, so after using a switch to extend the bridge, I noticed something peculiar. Why would there be a conveniently placed rock right here with a hole in there, if not for wanting me to go in there like that? Alright, so for the clip farm, I'm gonna walk straight in. Let me see what happens. I figured. Alright, nice try, game. You're so cute. You're so cute. Acting like I don't know what you're trying to do, you motherfucker. Yeah, they thought I didn't have fucking spatial awareness, huh? I'm a goddamn gamer, baby. I slayed the orc in there easily for another 8k XP and collected that interesting sword the journal had mentioned. It wasn't anything special yet, but my quest log said to bring it to Zardus. Then my zoomer brain completely forgot about the spike traps at the entrance from earlier and almost got put on a milk carton. Alright, good. Oh my god. Narrowly avoiding the spikes by the hair on my taint. After a short doobie break, I entered what I can only call the Diddy Diddler dungeon, taking a rock elevator down to the dark, wet depths of an underground tunnel. Inside were 2 switches, each with its own little mural painting above, which seemed to indicate that hitting a switch opened a gate. The right-sided one had no monsters, but didn't open the side gate for extra loot, while the other one had some evil-looking dudes, but would open the loot chamber. So naturally, I chose the more dangerous route. Some minecrawlers swarmed down from above the walls, but I dealt with them accordingly. After some more shitty pathing, I found myself at a bridge, staring at what would be the last of the 5 orcs I needed to slay to get to the sleeper. But when I charged in and started swinging at him, I did not damage him. In fact, even John Gothic himself made a comment about how he should run.
Damn, I'm not causing the slightest damage.
You will die.
I'd better get out of here fast.
And run we fucking did. When John, the shit-talking, cocky, motherfucking bastard Gothic himself says to run, you don't ask questions. You just run. So I skedaddled out of that temple as fast as I fucking could and teleported immediately after to Zardus, because I want to know what was up with that sword. Zardus immediately started glazing me, saying I must be the one mentioned in the ancient prophecies or something. I didn't care. I wanted a sword.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Careful, buddy. That noise has PTSD behind it.
After giving it to him, he told me it was called Eritziel, then handed me a key to a chest inside his sunken tower, the very same one I'd actually gone past earlier on my first trip to see Urshak. Now, you know how I've been consistently struggling with swimming this entire playthrough of this ancient piece of gaming history? Well, this fuck-ass quest required me to swim down to Zardus' sunken old base. I was not pleased. I did not want to die. It's just so embarrassing to die to drowning, like in-game. Like, have you ever died in the underwater areas of a Sonic game? You're basically a bitch if you do. It's fucked up. But I managed, barely.
Oh my god, I barely did it. Holy shit, I'm alive.
Inside were some of his old employees, now skeletons and zombies, which I cleared out. Also got to loot some sick ass armor called Ancient Ore Armor, which I'm not gonna lie, shares a lot of similarities with Stalrim from the Elder Scrolls. I'm not pointing fingers, but somebody copied somebody's homework a little bit. Once I returned to Zardus, he told me how to reactivate the sword's power. I needed to enter the new camp, recruit some mages to recite the spell for me, and jam that sword into the giant ass magic nuclear bomb the new camp had been stockpiling. I teleported over, getting ready to begin the search, and immediately, my dog Milton was standing there at the ready. I gave him the spiel about what we were trying to do. I needed his help to save the colony. Of course, exhausting the magic of the ore mound would definitely piss off the water bros, but this was bigger than ego. Oh, fucking sick.
Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Teleport. Chapter 6, let's go!
The sword of Ritziel was now at full power. Its stats transformed to my strongest weapon, and chapter 6, the final chapter, was upon us. And more importantly, it was time to finally get the biggest get back yet. I teleported straight into the old camp, where I was greeted by that bitch ass bard Bartholo. What a dumbass name. Who said some shit about how Stone the blacksmith is a traitor, so I dropped his ass. And he had 15 fucking loots on him.
Holy shit, bro. Dude, what the fuck is this?
Now that's a goddamn bard. It was not killing time though. I ran through the old camp killing literally everybody. And I even finally got my hands on that bastard who did this to us.
Welcome to the colony.
Fuck Bullet. But there's one person in particular I despised even more than him. Gomez. So I saved the best for last. After killing all of his camp, I left him to the very end. And I killed him in an anticlimactic one hit. And I finally got the chance to look at the painting above his throne. Sick. Also, I learned that the hookers are invincible. Gothic is progressively feminist. Confirmed. With the key to the dungeon looted off of Gomez, I went and freed our favorite blacksmith, Stone, who was so grateful that he offered to forge something for me. So of course I had him reinforce the ore armor, making it even stronger than it already was. It was now time to storm the temple again. With a new overpowered weapon, sick ass drippy armor in hand, I would not leave a loser this time. I charged in and defeated the newly spawned stronger high temple guards, behind my own small militia of 20 skeletons.
Gentlemen, we've not known each other for a long time, but charge!
Then I dashed at the big orc I couldn't damage earlier, except this time he bugged out and wouldn't move or hit me back. But hey, a win is a win. We take those. That got me the last of the 5 swords. I made my way to a room that featured 5 shrines, presumably where the swords were slotted in, but one Templar stood between me and the exit. I figured he was Kor Kalam. Come to find out, it was just some random ass Templar. Regardless, I spent about 10 minutes chanting the name Larry while summoning 1,500 skeletons. The skeletons then surrounded him so thoroughly that I literally could not hit him despite trying my hardest.
Do not let him approach me. Oh shit, he's approaching me. All right, let me get in there real quick. Oh god, what have I done to myself? Oh god.
So eventually I just gave up. I stuck all the swords into the shrines to unlock the gate and left my Larry army to keep him busy. Walking to the next room, I found Zardus aura farming on a podium, ready to deliver some exposition. TLDR, take those 5 swords, shove them into the hearts of the shamans, because the hearts are what ties the sleeper to this world.
Just fucking die? Zardus?
In the next chamber, there they were. Kor Kalam and his ball sack sprang to the sleeper, who then proceeded to try and jump me. Kor Kalam had this really fucking annoying spell that lit me on fire and crowd controlled me, with just enough of a window for me to get one swing in each time. But I just patched him and his balls, and then it was time to face the sleeper itself. The culmination of 28 hours of Gothic was about to meet its climax.
Ow. Ow. Look at this. This is actually fucking stupid.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I quit, actually. But I'm not gonna lie. This last fight fucking sucked dick. It's quite possibly the worst boss fight of any RPG I've ever played ever. You just run around trying to avoid his stupid ass fireballs. And if you run up to him, you just fall asleep and die. Go, so you think you're funny. How are you supposed to do this? I'm stuck. I'm fucking stuck in the wall. That's fucking about as dog shit as it comes, actually. Fucking miserable. What is that? So you literally run around pillar to pillar, shoving your swords into the hearts. Except during the animation, you get hit with a shitty ass fireball every single time. And it also summons a demon every single time. It was just tedious and miserable and boring. But low-key, if you think about it, that's kind of the perfect description of Gothic. When the last sword shoved its way into the final heart, the portal behind the sleeper lit up and sucked that thing back into the void.
What the fuck? The boy just got sucked into the butthole. Oh shit! Oh! Zap his ass! Zap his ass! That's how my mom sent me to school in the morning. Don't jump in there. Whoa.
Where with the final strike of my magic sword, it cued the ending narration and the credits.
Yo, clap it up in chat, boy. Clap it up. Woo! Only took 9 hours of straight gameplay, 19 crash outs, and a Larry army. But we fucking did it, baby.
Let's fucking go, baby. After 28 hours, I beat Gothic 1 Classic for the first time ever, completely blind, with no tutorials, no wikis, and no guides. It's been an amazing journey, from when to rip my hair out in the first episode, to thinking I understood what I was doing in the second, just to try and rip my hair out again in this one. Shout out to Piranha Bytes, RIP, shout out to Poland, shout out to Germany, and shout out to all the fans who supported me through these videos. So what did I actually think of playing Gothic? Well, the combat and controls were very hard to get into, but once I did, things weren't so bad. What I liked the most were two things. The progression system, where each chapter served to get you the new gear and then lets you take on new enemies more easily, and the world building. Of all the RPGs I've played in my life, its world building's gotta be top 5, probably top 3. I don't regret playing Gothic 1 at all, and I'm very happy I did, and I feel quite accomplished. But will I play Gothic 2? Listen, if you guys get this video to 1,000 comments, I promise I will play Gothic 2 fully. So get down below and start yapping. Tell me what you love most about Gothic or why it's special, and start rage baiting your peers. And if you want early access to videos, check out my Patreon completely for free in the pinned comment. That helps support me in making new awesome projects. And if you want to copy some Broken Staff merch, you can find that below as well. Thanks for watching.